Hello guys, it's me again here, and I'm currently on my way to see Steve Hackett at the Liverpool Philharmonic Hall, and I'll give you another update while I'm in Liverpool. Okay. Hey guys, yeah, it's me again. I'm in Liverpool. It's a bit later in the night now, and I'm on my way to the Philharmonic Hall. So I'll catch up with you when I get to the hall. So yeah, I'm here at the Philharmonic Hall, a very packed Philharmonic Hall, and it looks like it's going to be a good night. Alright, I'll update you all very soon. And now it is 6 days later since I saw the gig, and yes, I'm going to tell you all the other bits and bobs about it. So overall it was a good show, but alright, I'll explain all the stuff that went on to it. So after arriving, of course, I sat down, and then the gig started. So the gig started very it was very exciting to be at the show. It was just very much great to be at the Liverpool Philharmonic Hall. And then I saw Steve Hackett in about 4 years ago, when he did some very interesting numbers. Some that I saw him already do, like that gig he did at this gig. But we'll get to that section in a bit. So the gig started. I remember it starting, and then come on stage, and the Liverpool audience are just absolutely in a frenzy, and I'm in a frenzy too, because I'm seeing Steve Hackett live, and it's like, oh my god, it's just great to see him. So that's kind of how it starts, and then when it starts getting into it, he starts, like, the band start jamming a bit and start playing around a bit, and I get this shiver, like thinking, oh my god, are they gonna do it? They didn't. So basically, I was expecting this point. Are they going to do Watcher of the Skies live to open up the show? That didn't happen, by the way. It was an instrumental called Clocks, which actually opened the show. Kind of a little like jam thing to get the band going and everywhere. And that was pretty interesting though. So yeah, that was a little cool section there. And then they went into a song from Steve Hackett's new album, which I can't remember the name of. I'll insert the title here. There we go. And the track was called Held in the Shadows, which was a pretty good track. That's when vocalist Nad Sylvan came on stage and did some vocals for that, and it was just a really good little song. Of course, this is the kind of like the solo Hackett section. He didn't play much, and then the second half, of course, was, which we'll get to in a minute. So there was that song, and then he kind of said a little bit like, hello Liverpool, good to be back. Made a bit of a joke, which was quite funny. I can't remember what he said. Sorry, it's been a few days, and it's been a bit of busy few days for me. So I can't really remember what he said. I really wish I could, because it was quite funny what he said. He said a little joke and had a little dig at London. The audience all go boo, which was really funny. But he was great to be back. The audience were incredible throughout this gig. They were absolutely on there. Absolutely just like amazed that Steve Hackett was there. They're incredible audiences in Liverpool. That's why I love the place. One of the reasons I love the place. Great vibes, great people. So yeah. And then he did a song. Then he did his old favourite, "Every Day" from Spectral Mornings, which everyone knows. That's the song that he opened with when I saw him for the first time in 2017, which was a really good little number. That was a good one. And then he went into a song called "The Devil's Cathedral," which sounded so like Phantom of the Opera, Hammer, horror-esque, because of the keyboardist Roger King, who was he's a pretty talented dude. He plays the keyboard parts. It's very like Phantom of the Opera, Hammer horror type, like organ sounding solo he was doing, and it's just a pretty cool song. So it was a pretty good song, that, and Steve went to a pretty killer guitar solo towards the end from my memory. And then it kind of bridged into a little part of Shadow of the Hierophant, which actually ended the set list, the first half anyway, when I last saw him live, which was a bit interesting. And then, we kind of said, we're going to take a few minutes now, and when we're back, we're going to do Seconds Out from Genesis, and everyone's going, woo, yeah, and everyone's just like cheering.
you know, that's the moment I was waiting for as well. So then we get, then we get on to the big one. So for the second half of the gig, it's this. Not in a way you expect it though. So the only major differences from hearing this live album and seeing that live were was that all the songs were done in full. So Squonk was again like the album, a few keys down though, which is understandable. It's a hard song to sing. Carpet Crawlers, I was a bit disappointed that it was performed a few keys lower because it didn't have the same effect for me, and that was the song I was waiting for. However, looking back now, it was a really good version of Carpet Crawlers. And then Robbery, Assault and Battery, which was just great to hear live. I mean, I guess that's something that Steve's probably maybe never going to go back to playing, but it was great to hear that song because I really enjoy Robbery, Assault and Battery. And then after that song, something happens, and then Steve kind of says to the audience, we've had a few technical problems appear now. He kind of played some Blue Note jazz, as he said, which was pretty cool, and then that was over with then, because he was kind of like, see what I can play for you all now. And then finally it all worked again, and then Afterglow came on, which was just great to hear Afterglow live, even though, yes, I heard him play it live last time I saw him, but this was a great version. But the real surprise for me was, if anyone's wondering where that type image pops into, that happens in Afterglow, and it literally blew my mind. It was like, oh my god, the lights were all going down. It was that effect. It was that effect, which just, I was just in like awe, like, oh my god, that was incredible. That was just amazing. Just to see that part done live was just great. Yeah. And then he did Fur for Fifth, I Know What I Like, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, all in full, musical box in full, which is good to hear. And then we got Supper's Ready, which I thought was just really took me away because I'm not the biggest fan of Supper's Ready, really. I love the live version, but I'm not a huge fan of the original mix of it on the album. I've always preferred this song done live by either Gabriel or Collins or whoever, really. But this version was pretty damn good. And yeah, it just blew, just really well done show. So yeah, that was just, yeah, that was great to see that bit done. See that song done. And I mean, yeah. Alright, then we get into the Cinema Show and Dance on a Volcano on Los Angeles. Cinema Show was really well done. It was incredible. The drummer especially, whatever his name was, the drummer, he was just absolutely tight. Throughout the entire gig, he was an absolutely tight drummer. And yeah, Craig Blundell, yeah, that guy there. Sorry. There you go, him. He was just incredible throughout the gig. He was, I mean, where I was sitting, although it wasn't a perfect seat, I will say, well, it was a really good seat because it was quite close to the audience. You'll see from the picture at the end I showed, the only picture I took of the gig, that I was kind of on a side, so I had a speaker in my ear, even though that's a big problem sometimes for me, and it is the problem with me, not booking seats earlier. You get stuck with a bloody speaker in your head. It was still in your ear. Sorry. It's still just a privilege to be there. And the drums were incredible. He was a fantastic drummer. I'll get onto the musicianship after I talk about the set list itself. So, all right. So yeah, then we get Cinema Show, Dance on a Volcano, which is an abridged version, which is a shortened down version because it leads into Los Angeles. Well, it leads into actually. Craig Blundell on the drums again, doing a bit of a drum solo, then goes into Los Angeles. And then after that bit, the show is over. Boom. Yeah. And that's it, we're all cheering, and I'm like, that was a good gig. And it really was a good gig. And I really wish I could see it again. It was that good. I'd wish I could go back and see it again. Because I just really want to. Anyway, let's get on to the band themselves. So first I'm going to show you the program here. This is the program I bought. Yeah, really nice little program. Just doesn't say much really. I'll show you what's in it. Just pictures of Steve really talking about how he made the album in the lockdown. If you don't want to see all the pages, just yeah, there's some cool stuff. So that image there was what I saw in Afterglow. Great picture there of Steve playing the guitar. Yeah, not much really. Very short, very small program. And yeah, here we go. Alright, so I'll talk about the musicians now who were in the band at the time when I went to see the gig. So besides Steve himself and what's his name? Nad Sylvan, that dude there with the long hair. There you go. You had Rob Townsend on sax, flutes, keyboards and percussion. You had Jonas Reingold on bass and vocals, bass guitar and vocals. Again, Roger King on keyboards. Yep. The highlight for me out of all the players, besides Steve, Craig Blundell on drums. Damn good drummer. He just pounded him. It was incredible. And yeah, that's the band for you. And then you've got here good little shout out to the team who also make these gigs happen. Shout out to them, because if it wasn't for that team there, you wouldn't get the whole big light show and all that. And to make everything together. But yeah, there you go, and I'll just show you my ticket. Yep, there you go. Again, overall, it was a great gig. It was an absolutely great show. Again, the audience really made it for me. It was just, those audience members are absolutely incredible. I mean, Liverpool knows how to, really make something big. I mean, I've been to see Roger Waters live. I saw Steve there a few years ago. Brit Floyd at the Echo Arena. I've seen some really good shows at Liverpool, and the audiences are always fantastic. They are just they're amazing. They help make the night they make the night even better. But they really help it become something more. It's like they're just cheering away. One guy. So where I was sitting in the I wasn't sitting near. I was sitting on a side part tier, and then on the other part was the middle tier. So in the centre tier, sorry. One guy got close to me. He was clapping just nearly after every song was over. He would start clapping, and I'm thinking, that is dedicated. That is just like great. That he's still he's really happy to be there. And there's people, of course, in the top, especially from the beginning, going, "Go on, Steve!" And which is always just great fun to hear, I'm sure that's the same guy who was at the gig those 4 years ago. But yeah, great night, just a great night overall. Great to be back at the Philharmonic Hall, which is probably my favourite venue in Liverpool. I absolutely love going there. I've seen 2 shows there. One that was really good, but mainly because I go to Liverpool quite often to gigs, and I'm going there again soon as well to another gig, hopefully in October. But maybe I'll talk about that, maybe I won't. But yeah, for now, everyone, that is all I've got to say. If Steve Hackett is coming close to you, he's not promoting this video at all. I'm just going to say, if he's coming close to you and you are a Genesis fan, I want to hear the album done, go see him. Just go see him. Alright? Okay, that is it for me now, guys. I hope everyone has a good day or whatever, and I'm back with another video soon. So thank you all for watching, and bye-bye for now.